Hello and welcome. Today we talk about revenue management powered by OpsVeda. Let's focus on how OpsVeda simplifies and empowers controllers and business unit CFOs to optimize revenue attainment. Monitoring and managing attainment of revenue targets is core to any business. Ultimately, all operational functions are geared towards revenue and margins, predictable revenues and margins. But this is not as simple as it sounds. There are a variety of transaction categories, customer contracts, regular orders, drop ships, customer pull-ins, push-outs, delays attributable to supplier and manufacturing timelines, inventories and promotions. All of these create complexity. Then there is the need to compare and contrast with fiscal period budget. Today, most, if not all, companies have stale business intelligence and operational reports that barely provide directionally how business is doing over a period of time. These reports at best tell me about strengths and weaknesses in performance as of yesterday's data extract. Enter OpsVeda. OpsVeda provides real-time view of exactly where my business is at any moment. It helps me monitor and optimize targets. It gives me intelligence to course correct transactions at risk, helps me evaluate profit centers, business units, sales organizations, customers, and how they are performing to targets, helps me track cycle times and various metrics. All of this in real time, without having to run multiple reports, without having to have the support of 15 other people who would pull all the data for me so I can make my analysis. Let's take a look. This is a typical OpsVeda revenue management storyboard. Different customer storyboards can vary. The solution is highly configurable, specific to a customer's business process and business model. This tells me the real-time view of where my business is at this very moment. Which portion of my commit for the period is completed, which portion is high potential in pick within the various distribution centers, and therefore clearly it's high potential from a revenue perspective. Open direct ships, vendors plan to be shipping it. Clearly it is potential. We have confirmation from the corresponding direct ship vendors. Confirmed transactions, corresponding inventories on hand, so should be good to go. And eventually there are transactions at risk. These are transactions which are at risk because either the corresponding inventory does not exist or the corresponding customer has not yet sent in their pull-in sales orders or the product is still in manufacturing and so on. I could drill down into any of these risky transactions and figure out what is going wrong, who I need to go collaborate with, or who I need to push to make sure that the corresponding transactions are pulled in, delivered within the period so we can recognize revenue in a timely manner. Let's take a look at, for example, confirmed on-hand transactions. I have $8.1 million in confirmed transaction, corresponding inventory exists. So how come it has not yet shipped? System is telling me that there is a portion of these transactions which are on credit hold. There is another portion of these transactions which are deemed oversold. Or maybe there are some other pesky problems around past cancel dates, past ship windows, partially filled transactions, and so on. I could simulate my overall revenue outlook across a variety of scenarios, likely scenarios, doable scenarios, aggressive scenarios, or any other predictive model that has been set up for my business. I could also take a look at the revenue potential for current month, or next month, or for any other period that I can configure on an ad hoc basis. How about I zoom into my favorite profit center, or not so favorite profit center, across and see exactly how they are doing and how their corresponding revenue is, or across the various brands or product lines that we are supporting. Let's take a different view. Let's slice this by sales organizations. Across various sales organizations, which transactions are at risk versus high potential versus completed. I can also see across my top 10 customers or any other top N customers what transactions are at risk. I could see that there is potentially $3.5 million worth of revenue targeted at Macy's, and that might be at risk. I can drill down into those transactions. I can initiate certain activities based upon those transactions. Either I can go back to the customer, I can go back to the sales team, I can go back to the operations team, and so on. Essentially, if the corresponding revenue is important to me for the period, I have all of the details that are required in order for me to go either collaborate or message my corresponding team members. Now, as CFO for my business unit, I truly have my hand on the pulse of my business. I can drive my team to meet my targets, to drive performance, accelerate transactions currently deemed to be at risk. OpsVeda also captures various performance metrics and cycle times, cash-to-cash cycles across categories or customers or segments, all in real time. It can show me my margins across various business units. As of this moment, it can show me my revenue trend. To summarize, OpsVeda is a subscription-based solution, pre-integrated with SAP, available on cloud or on-premise, and yes, deployed in 4 to 6 weeks. I could have this visibility on desktop, or I also have this visibility on mobile devices. Now my team can be free from downloading yesterday's data and pivoting on spreadsheets every day. They would rather focus on getting performance data to track the targets and make important calls and decisions. OpsVeda Revenue Management. Finally, business intelligence that works. To learn more, please visit OpsVeda.com. Thanks for watching.